Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm in the Quechee Gorge area of Vermont. And what I'm going to show you in this video is the Quechee village, which you see right behind me. And then I'm going to go over and show you the Quechee Gorge, which is over a river. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so let me show you on the map. Quechee River, maybe is how you pronounce it. And this looks like it is a shopping strip mall with a bunch of different stores. Vermont alpaca store, toys and games, Sweet Spot, the Quechee home porch and closet, and the Vermont Spot. And the interesting thing is this entire building, all of these stores are interconnected. There is no walls between them. And the most interesting thing here, I think, is the toy museum. I'm going to show you that too. They have got just about everything in here I guess shop could possibly have, including a bunch of antiques, and there's more upstairs. Just about any kind of decorative thing you want, I bet they've got right here, including a totem pole with breasts. Well, let's go take a look at the toy museum. The ceiling is covered with board game boxes. And the first thing here is toys from before 1950. That one's getting rusted out. A lot of trains and buggies, all kinds of animals, and a Popeye bubble set. When I was a kid, I had some friends who collected these little cars. And you know what these are? Every one of these is a bank. How about that? And this bank, you see the hole right there? That was the official symbol of the World's Fair in New York. Now, I did have one of these, a coffin bank, where you put a coin right there and that hand comes up and grabs it. I don't recognize these, but I had a few little banks like this when I was a boy. I was also into slot car racing for a while. Sports games, electronic handheld games. Wow, this is really an amazing collection if you think about it. These things from many, many decades ago, when you and I couldn't keep something for very long without breaking it. I think I had one of these Dick Tracy wrist radios too. And here they've got a very extensive lunchbox collection. Those are really popular with kids in the 40s, 50s, and somewhat in the 60s. I don't know if it went past the 60s for much popularity for lunch boxes like this. You might want to read this if you can. And here's another row of lunch boxes. Wow. Is that Mickey and Minnie Mouse with their bathing suits on? These are all toys for the 1950s. I spent a lot of hours trying to draw something with my Etch-a-Sketch. And here's toys from the 60s. A lot of dolls with their outfits. They got a Mr. Machine. We used to think that was so amazing he could walk on his own. And here we're up into the 70s. The $6 Million Man game and Buck Rogers. There's a Cookie Monster clock radio. There's his oven. I got a collection of Cabbage Patch Kids and Pee Wee Herman from the 80s. There's a Star Trek model and an E.T. game. 1990s is mostly dolls. But what an extensive collection. And they've got a whole section here just for Star Wars things. Bunch of magic kits. And they got a bunch of jokester toys here. Boy, this guy looks terrified. They also have a case here of things they don't really want anymore. And they're all for sale. You need a Wurlitzer or an alien head? Make them an offer. How about an alligator? There's a Susie Homemaker oven. Cooking toys. These are all jigsaw puzzles and stuffed animal collection over here. How about some wrestling action figures? These are not dolls, they're action figures, guys. These are all Star Trek dolls. And they got a big collection of robots there and here. And a bunch of stuff hanging down from the ceiling. There's some of the original Tinker Toys. And the chemistry set, which you're not going to see in the stores anymore. I recently read about Mr. Gilbert, who invented the chemistry set. Microscope lab. And oh, they got a lab technician set for girls. How about that? Girls can play too. And here's some really old toys. Look at that. I used to play Chinese checkers. You play it with marbles. You put in those holes there. And here is a beauty parlor set for your little girl. Another huge doll collection. I think I'm in love with this one. And here's some dolls that are about 3 feet high. They've got a big train set here. And this side is really snowy. That is a ski area. I've never seen a model of a ski area like this. Certainly not part of a train set. We've got a really nice setup here. There's a Barbie collection. And naturally they have to have a Pez collection. We've got a bunch of cowboy toys, toy guns, lots of them. Even water pistols. And if you're really into it, they've got military toys, big ones. Several arcade games, costumes, and just about everything. Well, this is quite amazing. Well, I'm going to take off and show you some other things down the road here. Just a quarter of a mile down from the mall is the Quechee State Park. And I made a reservation in here to camp for 2 nights, which cost me $50 for the 2 nights. Not too bad. But when I pulled in, I found that their campsites don't have any hookups at all. And they've got these really tall trees all around it, which means there's no chance of me getting any satellite TV for 2 whole days while I'm here. There is a dump station and a water fill station, so I got me a dump and fill. And then I just turned around and came back out. I would have loved to have the electric hookup for air conditioning because yesterday was a hot day and it's hot today too. I could run my generator, but they don't let you run your generator late at night, which is when I would need it for sleeping. So I just took off. Then I went back and parked here at the village store. This is the Gorge Visitor Center. And behind the building here, they have a trail that goes down to where you can see the gorge at a lower level. I talked to them in there and they said it's a pretty steep trail going down into the gorge. And right across from the visitor center is a cafe, and then here is a pizza restaurant. Just before the bridge is the Gorge gift shop, which is a pretty good sized store. And right next to that is the Quechee Gorge Bridge, which is the best place to see the gorge. They have this green chain link fence here so you can't jump off the bridge. But they do have these here that is open so that you can get a good look at it. This is about as far as down the river as you can see. I wonder if you could raft or inner tube down this river here with all these rapids. That looks like fun if you don't get hurt. There's from the bridge looking up. Now let's go over to the other side of the bridge and see what it looks like from there. So here's from right under the bridge, looking downstream. That's as far as you can see down the river right there. And as you can see, the gorge is really straight until it gets down to the end as far as you can see there, and then it curves off to the left. If you're going to raft it, that would be the most tricky part. I think. And then also right over here, it looks like it goes down a little bit of a drop there. Well, with the gorge here and the village mall and the toy museum, I think this is made for a very interesting day. Good day, folks.